I was muted. Sorry, I was muted. Sorry. Sorry. And welcome to this week's rendition of the Demi SEA Weekly. Wait, what number is this one?
16.
16, number 16. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Alyx, or Queen Alyx. And with me today, as always, is my good friend, Light_VIP. How are you doing?
How are you doing, Alyx? It's been like a month and a half.
It's been like 3 weeks.
it's been far too long. The last time we were here, I think you were like a year younger. I think you had a birthday in between. Like it was.
Yeah, I did. I had a birthday in between. My flatmate vomited into a bucket. It was a good time.
Oh god. But welcome back. It's great to have you back, and we've got
as always,
we've got some great StarCraft here.
Yeah, we sure do. And this great StarCraft starts off today in the bottom right-hand corner of Romanticide LE. We have the boy wonder himself, hailing from Australia and playing for Team Fight for Justice. Somebody pick him up, he's really good. It is, of course, StarDuck.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Romanticide LE, we have the Australian Terran player. He is purple, representing Team Legacy Esports. It is RunaMoK.
Starting off the day with a TvP.
Oh boy. And okay, a lot has happened in 3 weeks. An insane amount has happened. One thing, probably the most important thing, is last week. So for the past month or so, it's been the same finals, basically the same two players. It's been Mia and Gogo Joey, just in GPO and in Demi SEA Weekly. They've kind of been dominating the online tournament scene. Except last week StarDuck took down Mia and made it to the finals, and everyone was like,
"Oh my god!"
Everyone was like,
"This man is a god killer. He's actually a god killer."
It's like, what is happening? Who is this guy?
Didn't he top 4 ESL ESL America or something?
No, not that much. Not that much.
I know he did well. He did well in an ESL Open Cup recently.
Yeah.
As well. Mans is a god killer, apparently. Holy! Oh god, what is happening here? RunaMoK, please.
We've got two things happening here.
Yes, a TvP is happening. Yeah, it looks like we got Proxy Gate versus Proxy Factory.
Yeah, oh my god, and RunaMoK, it looks like he will just...
I think he...
Yeah, just barely. He does got the proxy. Meanwhile, StarDuck hasn't scouted, he hasn't checked, and yo, the factory's going into the lane!
Oh, he's gonna make mines.
Oh boy. So I've seen a couple... Oh, what? Okay. Huh.
Oh, Hellions. Interesting. That's definitely interesting. Which one is buildings? It's T. I remember how this game works.
There you go.
He didn't time an armory with this, which is I wanted it to be Widow Mines, but he didn't time an armory with this, so turns out it's just Hellions, but Hellions can still do quite a bit of damage, and they're cheaper.
Yeah,
so it should be interesting.
We're in a really weird scenario. So StarDuck, obviously he's proxying, but he got scouted. And as a result, RunaMoK, he's fully walling off. Everything's in the main base. He's got a bunker up. And StarDuck, he doesn't have anything in the main to defend against the Hellions.
And StarDuck's scout would have been before factory comes up, because that's probe scout. So he doesn't know there's not a factory in the main, and he can't see it from the. He wouldn't be able to see it if there was or not from the ramp. So and now there's a bunker, so you can't walk up the ramp to check, anyways.
Exactly. And I'm really interested to see how long is RunaMoK gonna wait. He's already got 2 Hellions. He's gonna get a third, and okay, he's going into a tree.
He's just going. He's getting enough to one shot. And here he goes. He's going to start one-shotting drones. Here, you've got 3 gone already. He's recalling all the adepts back home. He's warping in a stalker. This should get cleaned up, but already 8, 9, 10 drones have gone down.
That's a lot of damage. But is it enough? Funnily enough, StarDuck is still ahead in workers.
Yeah, he got off his natural, whereas RunaMoK, because he had the proxy coming in, he had to build his second command center in his main. So he hasn't got those SCVs coming out yet.
Yeah, more
which keeps it even.
Exactly. More importantly, what's scary is that the factory is in the air. There's no widow mines, there's no tanks. Like there's only Marines to defend.
And StarDuck made a lot of units to attack, and now he's got stalkers as well from the defense coming in here. So he's gonna get that bunker cancelled, and the CC's gonna have to go back up onto the high ground. There's just too much here.
Yeah, exactly. And it's gonna get quite low regardless. Like StarDuck, he can contain RunaMoK almost forever.
Yeah, basically, like until RunaMoK gets his factory back home, if it lives, he's not gonna have enough to defend here. He needs that factory, and oh, the wall's gone down.
The wall has gone down. That means the Adepts could shade into the main base, but immediately RunaMoK does remake that wall. And as you were saying, the factory is really vulnerable. Like if it goes down, that's gonna be disastrous for him.
Yeah, he doesn't have another one coming up. So not having a widow mine or a tank is just a nightmare against like this many stalkers, because just Marines is probably not gonna be enough against this much.
Yeah, exactly. We do see StarDuck, he's just going to be able to pick off another supply depot for free, chip away at the Marines.
Yeah, he's so many stalkers here. Marines can't defend this.
Oh boy. And so now, like, I mean, finally the factory is here. It's going to be making a tech lab. I imagine a tank is going to come out and RunaMoK will slowly be able to break out. But as all this has been happening, StarDuck's just taking another base.
He's making reactor. I think he's going to swap the factory onto the tech lab, but he's making reactor for now.
I would hope so.
Yeah, so he can keep the racks producing. I would assume. So the racks isn't making the reactor, but still, yeah, that is a problem. He is sending out a drop though. He managed to sneak it around.
Yeah, he did, and we saw, like, again, StarDuck doesn't have that much vision out of the map. He could be forced to recall. Oh, he actually has an observer and he starts to drop.
That's a good spot too, because he spots it as it lands. So he has time to prepare for this.
Yeah, exactly. No excuse. There we go. We have a recall, so StarDuck does come back home.
Yep, he will be home. This drop not going to the main, just going to it the third, try and slow him down. There'll be a few stalkers here and a warp prism to help out. We'll see how this goes. Okay, instead gonna play the back and forth game. But yeah, RunaMoK making a risky but smart play, forcing everything back home.
Yeah, exactly. The riskiest thing is that he actually went widow mine, not tank. Like that's.
Oh, he did swap. He's going widow mines versus stalkers.
Yeah, it's a little bit worrisome, especially because like there's no armory either. So again, it wouldn't take too much for StarDuck to break this position. StarDuck, he's just waiting for Blink, and then he's just gonna go.
Yeah, he can just go. He can just go with Blink, but making widow mines over tank against like 11, 15 stalkers is not. I don't think that's gonna go well.
Yeah, maybe he got like deceived by the amount of adepts that he saw, and he thought that StarDuck was gonna go more adept focused, but because StarDuck went for stalkers instead, which do kind of outrange, and there is a lot of micro potential, it's gonna be hard to defend.
Once Blink comes up, the widow mines can just be dodged. Oh, he's stimming in. He's actually doing a pretty decent amount of damage. No widow mine shot hits though.
Yeah, none.
Blink out in time.
Yeah, none so far. So far, the micro is pretty decent for StarDuck, and as all this is happening, StarDuck is just throwing down more gateways. He's got Storm on the way. He's got Charge on the way.
Yeah, he's ready. He's going full send. Like with Storm and Charge on the way up, he's gonna be able to just break this. Honestly, like it's entirely possible.
Yeah, ooh, but that was actually a huge pickoff. We missed the end of that, but I think the Warp Prism with a High Templar was just picked off. Yeah. Oh my god, 5 High Templar.
Oh no, that's not good.
Aye.
Yeah, he's actually coming home. He can't do it. He losing this High Templar is just difficult. He will clean this drop up though.
He will. But honestly, that was a really nice pick off from RunaMoK. Like, this game has been pretty devastating for RunaMoK, so he really needs like a small win like that to really get him back into this game. And picking up 5 High Templar as they were gathering energy for Storm, like, that's pretty huge.
Yeah, while on 3 base too, so it's gonna be expensive to make. Like, he's not up to 4 base yet, so tier 3s are a bit more costly.
Yeah, exactly. Now he's going for a bit of a multi-prong. He's trying to hit the 3rd base while dropping in the main.
Yeah, he's gonna be able to pick up the third Nexus and he can just walk away.
Oh god, oh god, a couple of widow mine shots do land. But yeah, the medevacs were picked off, so he's forced to fight or run away, I guess.
He's like mostly red, so he's just gonna run away. He can just try and outrun because he can afford one more stim.
Yeah, he should be able to stim just that little bit more. It's going to be a little bit worrisome because, again, his army is incredibly weak right now.
Yeah, and he doesn't have too much army. He's starting to get more Marauders for the Stalkers, which is good. And the charge slots when they come up. But yeah, he's not got a lot of HP. He's finally getting those heals in, but it's risky to stim at the moment, and he did lose quite a few units for free because he lost those medevacs.
Yeah, exactly. Thankfully, like, he already started Widowmine production, so they are gonna feel pretty well against the Zealots that are gonna be coming out for StarDuck. But the Storm,
oh, pretty good storms. Yeah, he's gonna be able to clean this up. The storms, very nicely done with the drop storms. There's only a couple more storms left though, maybe 2 or 3. Here, another really good storm, and the charge lots in the front. Those Widow Mines are just way too far back.
yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, the Widow Mines weren't a part of the fight whatsoever. Finally, they're coming into play, but every single Widow Mine gets picked off.
Yeah, all of them get picked off, and there's like absolutely no bio here. There's the Liberators, but also the Stalkers. Yeah, this is not looking too good. He's had to pull the boys. He's already lost so many boys. There's an Archon in the mix too.
Yeah, exactly. We got a couple of more Archons being morphed in. Another Storm does land. 17 SCVs go down. And sure, the Liberators are kind of helping to defend a little bit, but as we can see, StarDuck just has way too much here.
Just way too much. There's 4 Archons, like.
Oh boy.
There's 4 Archons. Archons are just strong. That third base is gonna go down. All the bio is gonna go down, and I think honestly, RunaMoK might be going with a bit of a GG timing here. There we go. Gotta save the energy, dude. you got at least one more game to play.
GG, well played. StarDuck takes game number 1, but that was a pretty wonky start to the game, like especially with them proxying each other.
Yeah, that was something. All right, I was. That was a game. But in the end, Protoss wins, and on to game number 2.
Yeah. What a game to come back to.
Oh yeah, a TvP starts with a proxy factoring to the main. Proxy on both sides.
Yeah, it was great. But we saw that in the end, StarDuck did come out on top. Like, even when it came to the proxy, like, a lot of damage was done by RunaMoK. Like, that was really impressive. Like, with those 3 Hellions, he was able to kill 10 plus probes. But at the end of the day, he was contained to one base for so long.
Yeah, exactly. Like the proxy was the big kicker there that kept the Hellions in the main from doing much. Like, sure, he got 10 probes, but he has like what? He had like 27 SCVs, so just even it up because he was one basing. If StarDuck hadn't proxied, that would have been a much better game for RunaMoK, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Like it really came down to that in the contain.
And we'll see how things turn out here in game number 2. If we see more proxy shenanigans, doing it 2 games in a row, I mean, StarDuck has, the freedom to do so. But yeah,
he's got a free game.
He does.
I mean, yeah, we shall see. I mean, Pillars of Gold, it's very open, and has like very defined lanes. It's a little bit harder to hide a proxy on this map, I feel. That's definitely just how I see it. Speaking of how I see it, I see the next map that we are on. It is Pillars of Gold LE. Of course, spawning on the top right-hand side of the map, we have the pink Protoss player hailing from Australia and playing for Fight for Justice. Please pick him up. He's so goddamn good. It is, of course, StarDuck.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Pillars of Gold LE, we have the Australian Terran. He's purple. He is representing Legacy Esports, already down 0-1 in this best of 3. This time, not proxying. It is RunaMoK.
Game 2, Pillars of Gold. I'm expecting this game to go a little bit longer. I mean, it's romanticide. You would expect it to be a very micro map, but it's also a very sneaky map.
Yeah. I was actually talking to Yahoo about that yesterday, how Romanticide is kind of playing out a little bit like Eternal Empire, where it's a really large map and it kind of lends towards more macro games, but because it's so large, there are a lot of locations to proxy.
Exactly. Like with it being so large and with it being having like the weird terrain with like the very linear bases all the way to the fourth, and it being very hard to go like a triangular base for your fourth. Um, yeah, it definitely plays more into the macro playstyle, but it also has a lot of spots you can hide proxies in.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. As we can see by StarDuck right now, as he's just waiting for his Cybercore to finish up to throw down, I imagine proxy Stargate.
Probably Stargate.
Uh,
Yeah, it's on the triangular fourth. There's no way this is an Oracle Stargate or Void Ray.
It honestly, it could be like if the probe starts moving towards the base and starts throwing down some pylons, like Void Rays can do well. Oh!
RunaMoK's got the scouting patterns. He knows. He knows.
Wow, and StarDuck, he's committed to this. He throws down another pylon just in case one of the pylons does go down. I imagine immediately he's going to be, sending some of his units to come and keep this alive, and we'll see if an Oracle comes out or a Void Ray.
Yep, we'll see in about 5 or 6 seconds. Yeah.
Boy, oh boy. And regardless, I feel like, this is definitely going to finish, and a Void Ray is coming out.
Ah, it is a Void Ray. I see. But yeah, this should be interesting. The early scout was very good for RunaMoK. He's not able to stop it, but he's able to defend it. Though once again, he is being put on the back foot here due to StarDuck taking initiative on this one with the proxy.
Yeah, and we're going full. Oh my god, this actually gets knocked over to the other side.
He popped him over the wall for him.
Aye. Now the Void Ray comes in from behind. A couple of these Marines are going to be going down. And what's scary is that StarDuck sent another probe across the map. A pylon is here. I imagine some shield batteries are being thrown down.
Yeah, this is like a full send proxy. He's not here to poke at probes. He's here to win the game.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh. This SCV is he's just sitting in the corner like, please don't see me. Please don't see me.
Exactly. The SCV does get seen. The Reaper comes down and it's going to try and focus on the probe.
If he gets the probe here, it's really good for him, but the Void Ray does make it over. I don't know what that grenade was for.
Like it was a panic grenade, okay? There was a Void Ray coming at him. Like, oh god.
He saw a unit hitting him and he panic grenaded it.
Oh god, but we do see the depots going down. We do have a cyclone coming out for RunaMoK, which is pretty huge, as well as magfield accelerators. But a way to really shut this down is to also get a starport alongside this and start killing out Vikings.
Yeah, Vikings have really good range, especially versus Void Rays. They outrange them as far as I'm aware. But there are now 2 Void Rays and there's still shield batteries, and 1 clone is not going to be enough here.
Oh god, yeah, not at all. And the Void Rays, they want that Cyclone. One of them will be moving on forward. A couple of Marines are looking to help, keep it alive. But oh god, he has to be careful. He has to repair.
Yeah, he has to repair this, otherwise it could get sniped. If he overextends with it, it could be really bad for him.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right, the reactor does go down. A couple of SCVs do start hugging that Cyclone, giving it that repair. And a second Cyclone is going to pop out pretty soon.
Yeah, and that should make this a little bit easier, at least relieve some of the pressure, but there's also gateway units coming out, and a 3rd Void Ray. Yeah, he built a couple of gates over or at least 1 gate over by the Stargate, and he's gonna start pumping out Stalkers as well. Never mind, those were the pylons.
Yeah,
put them somewhere.
I guess they're just running across the map. They're just... Oh god.
He's warping them in, he's a Protoss.
Yeah.
He has that.
Exactly. He's got that. He's got the technology for it. Meanwhile, oh my god, he's just diving on top of the Cyclones.
Oh, he's got 1 clone down. The second clone is going to go down immediately, and nothing left here but Marines. And against Void Rays and Stalkers, I don't think 3 Marines going to cut it.
This is one of those games where if you're a Terran player, you're like, Void Rays are so goddamn OP. Like,
yeah. I mean, he know GG too.
No GG?
Actually, no GG. No GG? No GG?
GG, well played. StarDuck, mate, he takes the series 2-0.
Yeah, it's RunaMoK. I think RunaMoK just wanted to go play 2v2s with Zeph based on what's going on in chat. Like he was just like, I want to go play 2v2s. That's what he's done.
He's like, yo, I'd rather play 2v2s than play TvP. I'm done. I'm done with this.
I'm not gonna lie, me too, buddy.
God, there's a reason why I don't play Terran, alright? I want none of that nonsense.
Oh, man. Nah, not for me. To be fair, when I was learning Terran for a little bit because I was bored, I only played against other Terrans because Silver Korean Q is all Terrans.
Yeah, yeah, and even then, like, I don't know if that's ideal. Like TvT, like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, not a great way to learn how to play the race. But yeah, excellent game there. StarDuck just showing that he could just beat people like, you know, RunaMoK, because RunaMoK, he's a name people know in the Australian New Zealand scene. He's been around for a bit.
Oh yeah, yeah. RunaMoK is a pretty old school player, especially compared to StarDuck. That's why I'm so excited for this year, because StarDuck. I got to remind everyone, StarDuck only hit GM in December of last year.
Yeah.
Like he hasn't,
and he's beating players like RunaMoK and Miyamika.
Yeah, he hasn't had the opportunity to really take a DreamHack qualifier seriously. Like he just wasn't at that skill level at that time. So going into 2021, going into DreamHack Summer, like finally he's going to be able to show off and really make a splash in the big SEC.
Yeah, he's gonna be able to play in the DreamHack quals. See if he can make it to A's at champs, and we'll. I believe he can make it to A's and champs.
Yeah.
No doubt.
He's expressed his concerns with me. He's like, "Yo, like, can I do it? Like, you know, how far can I go?" It's like, man, easy. You got this. Like StarDuck, he can very easily make it in, and we've seen him take down some of the more old school players like RunaMoK, like Azure, like Pez. Pretty much every single Aussie player except for the two that seem to elude him so far are Probe and Seether. But they're literally the best in the country.
Yeah. The two of the best players in the goddamn region, by far and away. Yeah, it'll be good to see. He's very comfortable with cheeses, as we've seen today, and also macro styles. So I'm sure he can like easily blitz through like the you know, the players that people don't know. You know, just the players going in because, you know, open quals, right? Anybody can just jump in. So I'm sure he'll blitz through those. He might run into a bit more trouble with like the higher level players, but I'm sure he's capable of it. Like, he can definitely at least qualify, if not do better than that.
Yeah, exactly. So I can't wait for that. But before that, of course, we still have plenty of weeklies to go through. And now we are having a bit of a rematch from last week. Getting into StarDuck versus Miyamika.
Run it back. Round 2.